We there? We're going? Fantastic. What time is it? It's bonus children's story time. Oh, one of the most favorite times of the whole week, bonus children's story time. Now, this week is brought by special request from the Owens kids. Hey, Owens kids, thanks a lot for this. Great request, great story. Because today we're talking about who is our neighbor? Who are the people that we should really be spending extra time reaching out and loving and telling them about Jesus Christ and doing whatever we can to help them out, especially during kind of this crazy time. Now, Jesus told a story because one of the Pharisees, the fancy religious leaders, asked, hey, Jesus, I know you talk about loving people. Who should we love? Who is my neighbor? And Jesus said, well, I'll tell you what, I got a story for you. And he said, there was this man, and he was traveling from one town to another. And as he's traveling along there, he's going down the hills and the back roads. Suddenly, this gang of robbers jumped out and jumped on him. They threw him to the ground, and they started beating on him. Pow, pow, pow. Put your face with this. And then they left him there. And they grabbed all his stuff, and they ran off, and he's just laying on the side of the road going, oh. And as he's laying there, he hears these footsteps coming. He's thinking, oh man, who's this? So as he's laying there, he looks up and he sees this priest come to him, one of the fancy religious leaders of the time, and he starts walking towards him, and then suddenly he stops. And he looks at this man laying there, and he's like, he looks kind of like a mess, and look at the time, I gotta be someplace. So he walks wide around and keeps going down, and the man's like, oh, that was not very nice. And then he heard more footsteps, and he looked over, and here's another religious leader coming along, and he's like, oh, surely this man will help me. Hey, help. And that guy, he sees the man on the ground, and he's like, oh man, he looks so icky. Ugh. I don't want to, we shouldn't be touching anybody anyway, and we need to be staying, social distance. I need to social distance with this guy. So he walks wide around him, and there's heads down the road. And the man laying there's like, oh, that wasn't very nice either. And then he hears more footsteps, and he looks up, and he's like, oh no, it's a Samaritan. See, the thing was, this man was a Jew, and the Jews and the Samaritans, they did not like each other. It's like the Broncos and the Raiders, they don't like each other. Well, nobody likes the Raiders, but they don't like each other. So the man's like, oh, he's probably gonna come and kick me some more and say, well, he can't take my stuff, I have nothing left, but she's gonna do something bad to me. And as he watched, the Samaritan sees him and starts walking towards him. He's like, oh no, please, don't hurt me. I'm already hurt enough. And the Samaritan comes, and then he kneels down next to him. And he says, my brother, are you hurt? Well, what does it look like? It's like, oh, sorry, my bad. I can see that you're hurt pretty bad. Let me do something. Let me bandage up some of your wounds there. So he reaches into his pack, and he pulls out some cloth, and he wraps the man up, and the man's like, why are you doing this to me? He said, just don't talk. Just relax and let me take care of you. So he wraps up all of his wounds, and then he helps him up. And then he takes him, and the donkey that the man had been riding on, he puts this man up on his donkey, and then he walks, and he leads the man forward and takes him all the way down to the town. And when he gets to the town, he gets a room for him at the hotel, at the inn there. And he puts the man out there on the bed and takes care of him some more. And then he goes to the innkeeper and he said, I'm going to pay for this man's wounds, or this man's room, and then I want you to get somebody who can take care of his wounds and get him feeling better, and whatever it costs, I'll pay. Okay, I'm gonna have to go on from here, but I'll be back through. You know me, you've seen me before. I'll be back through, and whatever still needs to be paid, I'm the guy. I'll pay it. Now, Jesus looked at this religious leader, the fancy dressed guy, and said, so who was the neighbor? Was it the fancy religious people? Or was it the Samaritan who should have hated him? And the fancy religious leader said, well, the Samaritan, it was the one who showed him love. And Jesus said, yes, exactly. Now you go and do the same. What Jesus is saying, that everyone's our neighbor. Everyone deserves our love. And especially now, with all this craziness going on, we should be trying to find ways to love the people around us, whether it's our family, whether it's our actual neighbors in our neighborhood, or if we even find ways to help people out, to donate to things, to do something to help people who are really hurting. Well, we talk about love, and we should be trying to love other people the best we can. And we know that God loves us. And I want to remind you, I love you too. And I can't wait to see you. Hope you enjoyed this bonus children's story time. And I look forward to our next story this Sunday, on Palm Sunday, where we're going to talk about Jesus riding in, while everybody's celebrating and saying, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord, riding into Jerusalem. But until then, love everybody the best you can. Keep trusting God. He'll get us through it. I'll see you again on Sunday. Button. Bye.